Hello and welcome to the podcast Montreal Rock Stories. Today we are with Peter Cat, the singer of Playhouse, a band that was formed in 85 and
87.
oh, 87,
Sorry to correct you.
and it is still playing today. So how are you, Peter?
I'm awesome. Thank you for having me here today. I really appreciate this.
Thank you for coming.
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks.
Fantastic.
Yeah, very excited about doing this type of podcast.
Fantastic.
So I want to know, how did you got started in music? What was the first thing that to you was the thing that said, I want to start making music?
Well, when I was 6, like every boy in Canada, on a Saturday morning I was watching cartoons, and my mother came downstairs into the basement and she said to me and my brother, "You're not going to sit here all summer and watch TV." So she took us both down to McGill University
Right.
in Montreal, and we were standing in front of the music school there. She said, "Choose violin or piano."
Wow.
And my brother right away said violin, and I said piano. And I took piano lessons for 6 years, and I hated it.
Wow.
But during that time, when I was 7 or 7.5, one Saturday again, my brother came back from the shopping mall with my father,
Right.
holding the most incredible thing I've ever seen. Kiss Alive, the first record.
Oh, yes. A classic.
And he was like, I couldn't believe what I was looking at. And he put it onto the record player, and that was it. At that point, I was like, it was like a religious experience
Right.
for a little kid.
Yeah.
And I loved music, but I never thought of being in a band until I was 14.
So what happened then? In 14, did you started playing? Did you saw somebody playing? Did you get a guitar?
So what happened, me and my friends were the very bad kids of the neighborhood.
Okay.
And at one point, me and one of my best friends were separated because we were doing bad things together.
Gotcha.
And one day I snuck into his garage, and there he's sitting there playing guitar, but he doesn't know how to play guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm rushing him. I'm saying, "Let's go. We have a party to go to." And he's playing this guitar. So I started just saying stuff over the music. And we wrote our first song.
Oh, wow.
And it was the most liberating thing I've ever done. From that point, we had written a few more, and then we got other people, and we started a band. And that band was called Future, and it was a very bizarre band. Just we couldn't play our instruments. It was noise, but we played. We played 2 shows in a club downtown Montreal at the age of 15, 16.
Wow. So you were 14 when you started, and then the guys were around your age.
One guy was younger. He was 13.
Okay.
The lead guitar player was 13.
Great. And then you play a show.
We played 2 shows during that summer of 83 shows. We played the summer of 86. We played 3 shows. And we broke up on the third show.
Wow.
And that's an interesting story on its own. We played a Battle of the Bands in Montreal West in MDG. And we were terrible.
Mm-hmm.
There was something about me because I moved a lot and I was trying to engage the audience. But the band that actually won were doing covers. We were doing all originals.
Right.
And the band that won were doing covers, but the guitar player in that band he was like Eddie Van Halen.
Oh, wow. Okay. Very talented.
Yeah, very talented. So after that show, me and my bass player decided to end the band, and we're going to start something new. Now, me and my bass player have been friends since we're both 6 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is he the same bass player as today in Playhouse?
Yeah.
Wow.
Same guy.
Right.
So after that, because the music landscape had changed so much, and he was listening to stuff like Def Leppard, Bon Jovi. I was more into Pink Floyd. I was into a lot of metal, obviously. Metal is why I started music.
Yes.
I mean, Priest and Queensryche and especially Iron Maiden. So he suggested to me to listen to a tape by a band called Bon Jovi.
Okay.
And it was their third album called Slippery When Wet. And I'd never heard it. Mm-hmm. And he kept on telling me, listen to it. I made you a special copy in a certain order. So after 3 weeks, I finally put it on. And I was like, wow, this is something else. And of course I'd heard Def Leppard, but I wasn't into these things. I just heard them on the radio. So after listening to this tape, we sat down and said, we're going to be the Bon Jovi of Canada. And we're going to be as famous.
Right.
So first thing we did is that we need a guitar player. And we need a good guitar player. Hey, that guy from the Battle of the Bands.
Oh.
So now, 1980, this is April or May 87, there's no internet. There's no searching on your phone. How do you find this guy? Right. And we remember his last name being Westergaard. So we look in the phone book. Only 2 Westergaards in Montreal.
Good. All right.
So we call both of them, and we're like, can we speak to the guitar player? And his mother actually, well, he's not home now. Call him back at this time. We called him back. We explained to him the situation. He came down to our practice room. He wasn't impressed until we played him the 2 songs we had written recently.
Right.
And he looked at us and goes, you wrote those? And we're like, yeah. Next day he called us and he said he left his band. He said, I'm in.
He had a band at that time?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He was so impressed by our originals that he left his band and joined us right away.
Yeah, he wanted to play originals, I guess. Yes. Okay.
And then one of my best friend's brother, KK, he joined the band. And then a friend from high school played drums, and there was the band.
So it was Eric?
Eric on lead guitar, Danny on bass, KK rhythm guitar. At that point, it was Byrne on drums and me on vocals. Well, me on vocals. Even to this day, it's still kind of me on vocals. I've never said I was a singer. I just interpretate the words the way I want. I know a lot of people think I'm a singer, but I don't consider myself a singer. I'm a singer in the way Mick Jagger's a singer. That's what I think. So.
You are a singer. Maybe you don't have the technical part or
I don't have the range
or the range. But you can be a singer, and you are a singer.
I'm a rock singer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It like works. You said, Mick Jagger is a good example.
Yeah. Yes. So that's pretty much how it started.
Okay, great. Wow. So you told me that you listened to heavy metal and stuff. Mm-hmm. Did you listen to other music as well when you were young?
Not really. When I was in my teens, I was Pink Floyd, The Who, the Rolling Stones, and everything else was metal. Okay. I went to all the metal concerts. I was metal.
Great.
Right. Until I heard Bon Jovi, and then I was like, oh, this is a different kind of metal. It's like pop music, but with a heavier edge.
Indeed.
Because I've always been a salesperson and a businessman, I didn't want to be famous in this town. I want to be worldwide famous. Mm. So we made a plan, and we tried to execute that plan. At one point, we thought it was going to happen, but like so many other bands, there were reasons that it didn't. So.
But exactly, there were a couple of bands already, let's say 85, 86, 87. Who were the bands that were playing at that time in Montreal?
Okay, so you have the big ones. Sword.
Yes.
Voivod. Now, we used to practice beside Voivod's. So there's the Molson building down on Saint-Jacques here.
Yes.
With the bridge. So there's a lot of practice rooms in this building.
Right.
And it was us and Voivod.
Okay.
So those were the big ones. But
Sword and Voivod were the big ones.
yeah, but they were both very heavy.
Right.
And then there were the smaller bands like us, Jester, Mistress, Sassy Scarlet, Shanghai Days. I can't remember them all. Crystal. So there was like 10 of us that were kind of roaming the scene there.
Great.
And making a name for ourselves.
And you were playing the venues at that time. Which were the venues? Let's say La Brique.
Okay, so we started off at a venue called Station 10.
Station 10. Yeah.
It was on St. Catherine. It probably fit 120 people packed. So when we started our first band, we got our first show there. So then when we started Playhouse, we got our first show there.
Right.
And at our high school. Mm-hmm. So we started there, and we would pack it easily. Mm-hmm. And this went on for a year, and then we start playing clubs, the Pioneer, clubs around.
You play Backstreet or...
I have a great Backstreet story for you. Eventually, we played La Brique, and the Brick loved us. The Brick is the reason we became so popular.
All right.
Because they loved us and gave us a platform. A huge platform.
Right. That was a big venue.
We're one of the few bands that actually sold it out.
Wow.
Yeah. Twice. Sold it out.
Wow.
Yeah. And we played Backstreet often. We got banned there for 2 years, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
So back then we had management and the whole entourage, and so it was our first time at Backstreet. And we were playing 2 nights, Saturday and Friday, Saturday. So we went all out. We were a show band because we were average musicians, except for exception of our lead guitarists. Everything was about the show for us. It was the big choruses, but it has to be a show like Kiss. They got to remember us.
Is it something like it was on the time on the Sunset Strip? The same type of band?
Exactly the same.
Gotcha.
It was just here.
Right.
So anyways, for this show, our manager, we got a lot of pyrotechnics, explosions.
Great.
So we're at sound check, and the explosions are in garbage cans this big. And when they arrived, we're like, whoa, that's pretty big. So at sound check, we tested one. Kaboom! The whole place shook. Managers and owners came out. What are you guys doing? The fire department came.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Long story short, we played the 2 nights, explosions, everything. They banned us for 2 years.
Wow.
But they had to invite us back because we were selling out the Brick.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just across the street almost. So they're like, we got to bring these guys back. So we had this amazing poster. It was all over the city that said, they said it would never happen again. Playhouse live at Backstreet.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Did you play for fun?
We played for fun, yeah. A few times.
Right.
For fun, that back, even today, it's more alternative. So it wasn't the place for us to play. But there was a few times we had to play there. And we played there recently. We've played there 4 times in the last 8 years. Once opening up for the Dead Daisies.
Great.
Yeah.
You opened up also for Extreme.
Extreme, Lee Aaron, Peter Chris, Harem Scarum, LA Guns. There's a few. I can't remember the whole list.
Great.
But we've opened for a lot of bands, yeah.
Yeah. So you were kind of the bands that are the go-to bands in Montreal.
We were the go-to band. It got to a point... So here was a difference between us and the other bands, and no offense to the other bands. Some of these guys were from rich neighborhoods.
Great.
You know, the suburbs, rich.
Here you go.
We weren't rich. We're the type of band that one night I'm wearing these pants and tomorrow night you're wearing them. We tape our cowboy boots because they were broken. So we were a mix between Guns N' Roses, Poison, and Bon Jovi. And we lived the life, the real life. We toured. We lived from meal to meal. So our reputation got bigger and bigger. We were the kings of promotion. For a show, we'd hand out like 15, 20,000 flyers.
Wow.
We would go into the Montreal Forum, and when the lights go out, you'd have guys standing on each side of the forum when the lights go out with big packs of flyers and this whoosh, and you just see the flyers flying everywhere on people. We were promotion crazy. And at one point, the buzz was we were going to get signed to a big record deal. And it came close. Very close.
What happened then? Because you record a couple of albums.
Yeah. So our first album, Little Monster, it sold, I think, 900 copies. But our second album sold almost 15,000 copies.
Wow.
And it sold 10,000 in the first 8 months.
Who produced that album and who was behind it?
It was Piccolo Studios, but it was a guy called Stuart Gray who produced it for us. He was in another band, Hello Holly, who were very connected, who were being produced by Miles Goodwin from April 1.
Gotcha, yes. Did you had a record company behind that?
No.
Backing you up?
No, and that's when the buzz started. Who are these guys? How do they sell these albums? And a lot of people in the industry were on our side. So they were pushing it. So the first thing came in was Prince. Prince was after us.
Prince, the musician.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a whole nother long story. But Prince sent us an interest letter. We want to hear the demos. We had another company in Montreal, I forget the name. They were looking at us. Now, my whole thing was, let's leave. We're ready. We sound great. Let's go to LA. Let's just do it. So, 2 of the guys quit their jobs.
Oh, wow.
One of the guys quit school, Cégep. And let's go. We're going to go.
What year was that?
That was 89.
89.
We were ready. It was time. The machine was oiled. Let's do it. We're going to get into LA and we're going to take over. 2 months before we left, our drummer said, I can't do it. And quit.
Oh.
So we held back looking for a new drummer. And we never left, unfortunately. To this day, I regret that. A lot of people said I should have left by myself. But I didn't, so.
At that time in 89, there were a lot of bands already playing in the Sunset Strip, or bands that moved to LA, actually, to play there. And do you think there was a lot of competition that maybe will be hard for you?
No. We were the promotion. We were known. In every band in this city was like, you guys promote. Everywhere I turn, there's a poster under a bridge. We were the promotion king. So the plan was to arrive in LA, to print out 30, 40,000 yellow flyers saying we've arrived. That was the plan day one. And we would have built that following. We had the moves, we had the looks, we had the songs.
Yeah.
Well, we thought we had the songs.
Do you know who did that in their time? They put a lot of flyers out and they were Poison, exactly.
That's what we were modeling.
Yeah.
We knew the whole story.
Right. Yeah, and it worked for them.
Exactly, and it was going to work for us.
And they had a great show.
Yeah.
They were a great band, great songs.
Yep. Yeah. And that was our plan the whole time.
Right.
Have you ever heard of a band called Slaves on Dope?
Yes, from Montreal.
Yeah.
Yes.
So here's the big secret. The guitarist of Slaves on Dope Kevin Jardine,
Yeah. Okay.
who's our producer to this day.
Oh, okay. Sure.
He was our guitar tech that whole time. So he was our guitar. He was on tour with us. He fixed all our guitars. So he was at every event, every meeting, everything we ever said. He was sitting there listening. When we took a break in '94, he started Slaves on Dope with all the information he had learned from us and all the stuff.
Oh, wow.
And you know how they got signed? Guess who signed them?
Well, they moved to LA.
Yes, but here's the thing. They were in LA, exactly in our exact plan.
Right.
They're in LA, and they've been there for, I think it was almost a year, and it wasn't happening. And one day they're in practice, and they get a knock at the door. And it's Bobby Dahl from Poison.
Oh, wow.
And he's saying to them, hey, I need a bass strap. Do you have an extra bass strap? So he's like, sure. And they said, but we're finishing practice soon. And Bobby's like, no problem. Come over to our practice after. So they go over, and there's Poison practicing.
Right.
And then Brett starts talking to them, and Brett invites them over to his house. And Brett says, they're doing a Poison tribute album with all these bands doing songs from Poison.
Yes.
Would you like to play on it? So they did. They did Talk Dirty to Me or Cry Tough or something. And a few days before they left, Brett called them and said, Sharon and Ozzy Osbourne are opening up their own label. And they're doing a showcase in Las Vegas. They went to Vegas, they played, Ozzy signed them on the spot.
Oh, man. Okay.
And
So their album was produced by...
Yeah. They were on the Ozfest right away. They were in America doing it, touring with Korn, Ozzy. So we took a break. We took a long break. It was a 14-year break.
I wanted to ask you about that because at a certain point, now you say that you didn't work the thing from going to LA, and then you kind of broke up. And then went into a hiatus, and then reform again.
Okay, so what happened was that me and my bass player, because we've known each other our whole lives, and we're very business oriented, and we sat down. We said, "There's something coming. We can smell it. We can feel it. We need to shift our sound a bit here." And because me and him love the Stones and stuff, let's become more blues rock, like the Black Crowes.
Right.
But the rest of the guys want to sound even more like Warrant. So there was half the band who want to be this way. So after our New Year's gig in 1994, we sat down and we said, let's take a break. Let's just take a time out here. Timeout lasted until 2011. Maybe 2010. They tried to get back together in 2007. They had one practice and it didn't work. I wasn't there. And then in 2010, I started writing new Playhouse songs by myself. And then I called my guitarist KK and I said, it's time to get this back going again.
Did the guys stop playing? They were playing with our bands?
Okay, so here's the thing. In 1997, I got onto a plane to Cape Town, South Africa. And I stayed 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Till 2017. Even though Playhouse got back together in about 2010, 2011, we didn't play live. We were just writing new songs. We eventually released a record. So they were recording everything here and I was recording everything there. It was quite interesting. We did a whole album that way.
Wow.
And then I eventually came back and said, okay, let's go. Let's start playing live. Some of them were in cover bands, I think. I had a whole career in South Africa. I got signed to BMG Records. I had a huge record deal there. I started a new band there. I had a whole career there in music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you move because of the music or?
No, I went there on vacation for 2 weeks. It's minus 30 here. It's the beach and palm trees there. You're from Mexico, you understand, right?
Yeah.
It's summer there the whole time. Beaches.
Right.
My parents are originally from there, so for me to get status there was easy.
Gotcha.
And I just stayed. And I got a really good record deal, and I started a really good band there. We're still together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So
we just don't do anything much anymore. But we did record something about 8 years ago, and we're thinking about recording a couple songs soon. It was a band that I started that I had total control over. Which Playhouse is literally a 5-man democracy.
it's
So
democratic.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Which album do you record like that? Like you being in South Africa?
it's our third record, called the Rock and Roll Circus.
Okay.
It's very... So when we decided to get back together and start making new music, I was very... Let's make it more modernized, but let's keep it this kind of the same, because we have we still had a small core fan base. And we didn't want to come up with something totally too different where it'd be like, that's not even Playhouse.
Yeah.
So it's called the Rock and Roll Circus, and it has a lot of very catchy 80s vibe. Not so much 80s, but big choruses. It sounds like 80s, but more modern.
It's more hard rock.
More hard
More
rock.
than glam metal.
Yeah, and the lyrics are a lot better. a lot
Yeah.
better. And the melodies, everything's better because the experience, right? So
Yeah, with the time.
yeah.
Of course. So when you started again, and when was it?
2010, 2011. around that.
11, okay. So when did you play it back in Montreal?
Our first show?
Yeah, the first show after that.
November 2017, the comeback show, sold out in a few minutes at Piranha Bar upstairs. There was about 400 people, sold out, packed. That was our first show back after all that time. And people loved it.
Then back in the day too, the other bands were younger, and like everybody else,
We were all young, yeah.
they started families,
Yep.
working.
Yep.
A lot of people stopped playing,
Yep.
me included. And then at a certain point in your life, you start playing again.
Yep.
Because you have more freedom to do it.
Yeah, correct.
And then what I've seen is that bands, or no, that's not only bands, musicians from the era, from
Yeah.
the 80s, 90s, are started to playing right now.
Yep.
Again.
Yep. A lot of them.
Do you know some of them? There are.
I know lots of them.
Oh, really?
All those guys. All those guys back then, we're all Facebook friends. We talk.
Right.
One band came to me asking me how it felt, and they did it again. One show only. There's another band that has come to me recently from that time asking me for their help, and they want to know if they got it together, can they open up for us? So there are a lot of those musicians who are coming out and doing what they can, rekindling the joy, you know? And some of them is in cover band, some of them just on their own. Some of them are very rare are bands trying to start the band they used to have. What we did is crazy. The same guys still together.
Right.
And I'm very grateful for that. Like I don't take that lightly, because what were the chances that we're still together?
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions,
Sure.
kind of rapid fire. What was the first album you bought?
Rock album or album?
Album. The first album you bought.
First album I bought was The Partridge Family.
Oh.
I don't know if you know that show.
Yes, of course.
That was the first album I bought, and I loved it. I played it to death.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I love you. Na, 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 na. That was my first album. Second album I ever bought was Destroyer.
From Kiss.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kind of different.
Yeah, because when you're a kid, music's not So I listened to that album and then really no interest in music until my brother brought the Kiss Alive album home.
So who was your first favorite band that you got hooked? And then you say, this is my band.
Kiss.
Kiss.
This Kiss was Kiss for a long time.
Right.
Today it even still is Kiss. One of them.
Yeah.
A Kiss, but also I would say Iron Maiden and Judas Priest.
Okay. That was the first. And today? Which is your favorite band or artist?
My favorite artist today, I would have to say My Chemical Romance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They are my favorite artists today.
Okay.
They have been for a long time, but and funny, I'm going to say this, and I don't care what any of you think. Lola Young.
Who?
Lola Young.
I don't know what that artist.
You should listen to her. She's not metal at all. She writes the most incredible songs.
Okay, so what was the first concert you ever went?
It was Cheap Trick, 1976, with Billy Squier opening.
Wow. Was that the same time
No,
as the
it wasn't.
Budokan?
Yeah, it was that tour, but because 2 months later I saw my second concert,
Which was?
Queen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What was the first bar you went to?
Went to or played in?
Went to.
The Pioneer in Point Claire. It's Point Claire, right? Pioneer Bar, which is famous in this, where it used to be.
And which was
Yeah.
the first bar you played on?
Station 10.
Station 10. Oh, yeah, you mentioned it
Yeah.
before. Do you want to add something about the 80s? How the music scene was, or the 90s and then today?
The 80s, the music was fruitful. Every band and every genre, everything was so catchy. Think about it. Think about those bands. Madonna, George Michael's, Bon Jovi, Def Leppard. Everything about that music was so sticky and catchy, and the melodies, to this day people sing them.
Yeah.
There was no time like that. Even though I love the 70s and 60s, the 80s, every artist. I went to see Cyndi Lauper last year or the year before. Couldn't believe it. Incredible songs she has. So that was the 80s. And the vibe was high octane flamboyance. Dress big, sing big, be big.
Yeah.
The 90s taught me how to become a songwriter. It let me go back to before the 80s when I was listening to Pink Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
When I was listening to The Doors or Led Zeppelin. By the way, Led Zeppelin's one of my all-time favorite bands, just saying. To this day, Led Zeppelin, I don't understand how they did it. I listen to them every time I'm like, wow. But the 90s permitted me and my friends to let go of the barrier and let's just say what we want to say and open it up. Yes, it was a darker time and bands were writing about more depressing stuff. But for someone like me, it gave me the chance to become a good songwriter, not to write about having sex with my girlfriend in a bush. I could now write about stuff that meant to me, which meant a lot. And I was able to express myself way better. I still had the big choruses. I had a great time in the 90s. I won't lie. It was a good time. And I felt that music got a little more mature. Today, and this is for everyone out there, just do what you want. Believe in what you do. The audience out there is big enough. The platforms are big enough. The reach is worldwide. anything's possible in 2026. It really is.
So bands from Montreal can really make it.
They can if they want. What about these two guys in polka dots who are playing everywhere?
Yeah.
I don't know their name. I'm not a personal fan.
Angine de Poitrine.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Okay, I haven't listened to it enough. But the idea, and I could see everyone's loving it. See, there's an example. And those guys they're young, but they're not that young.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing it.
Yes.
Just, if you can find an angle, find an angle. If you don't have an angle, just do well. But work hard at it. Anything's possible.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate everyone out there and you.
Thanks.
What you got, sis?